Today, on an all-new episode of The Good Stuff.
Can you even deal?
From pocket pizzas with the perfect cheese pull to that irresistible boxed mac and cheese.
I feel like there's a theme here. It's like cheese and carbs.
Yes.
Am I right?
We are not worthy when our kitchen crew reveals what a cinch it is to make store-bought food from scratch. Then, it's a totally nostalgic party and so easy to get those classic off-the-shelf hard taco shells. Plus, find out how simple it is to make that iconic freezer chocolate cake. You know the one.
This lady literally just said in the front row, that's the good stuff. You know what's up. We are in for a delicious time. I am all about making things easy in the kitchen, and sometimes convenience wins. But today, we are making our fave grocery store classics from scratch. It's gonna be even better than store-bought. Please welcome my amazing crew, Vijaya, Selvaraju, Andrea, Buckett, and Alex Page. Not to toot our horn, that was the best high five we've ever done.
The best one.
Yeah, that was really, really nice. Okay, I'm feeling very excited about this today. Sometimes, okay, we all love a convenience food, am I right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
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 Like even us who love to cook,
Yeah.
sometimes just reach for that thing on the shelf. But homemade sometimes is just that little bit much better, right?
Yeah.
Just a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can make it just as tasty.
100%.
Yeah, just in the amount of time, maybe.
Maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe a little longer.
At
Yeah,
least you know what's going into it.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly,
But I
exactly.
feel like all these things too kind of have that nostalgic kid vibe,
Yes.
which like in your mind tastes really good, but then when you have them as an adult, you're like,
Alex Page, you are.
did I really like that?
This is it. I was like, you know what though? I'm gonna argue that changed, not me.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
that old thing changed.
Okay.
It's different now. But we are going to make a little revamp homemade versions of our store-bought faves. So you two go have a seat. Alex is getting us started. Alex, what are we making today?
All right, so we are making pocket pizzas.
Pocket pizzas. I like the this because not the other way around.
No.
Pocket pizzas.
No,
Yeah.
It's a pocket pizza, yeah.
Okay.
And so obviously when I was approached with this idea, I thought I have two ways I could go here. I could fry it or bake it.
I mean, what are we
What do you
doing?
think I'm doing?
Yeah.
We're frying.
Yes, we are, Alex
If you're gonna do
Page.
something, do it right.
Yeah.
We're doing it from scratch. So yeah, we're gonna start off. I'm gonna start with a dough.
Okay.
Because it's better than store-bought, I guess I really couldn't put store-bought dough.
Yeah.
However, here's my question though. Do you not think if you were doing this homemade store-bought would still be okay?
1,000%.
let's do it.
Yeah.
You're still doing the work
really
and
good
frying it,
store-bought
right?
dough.
They really do. And it's
Yeah.
also had a good amount of time for the yeast to ferment. So you got a little bit of like funk in it, which is
Yeah.
always good.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're gonna make our own. I'll leave it up to you what you wanna do.
This is for those who are looking for a little bit of a project.
a little project,
Yeah.
yeah. So we're starting with 00 flour.
Ooh, fancy, Alex.
Yeah, right,
Okay.
right.
So if you didn't have 00, what could you use?
All-purpose will be fine.
Okay.
You could use bread flour
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, right on.
Okay, we're gonna add in our yeast, salt,
Nice.
and then we'll mix that together.
Ooh, a fork.
Well, it's just
I did not know what the weapon of choice was going to be here. I like this
I'm
energy.
thinking quick here.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we're just gonna add in our water.
Okay. Nice
So-
warm water.
Yeah.
Yep.
Slightly warm. You could also, what I like to do if I'm doing this is kind of a weekend project. So I'll make this and then let it sit in the fridge. So make the dough, let
yeah.
it sit in the fridge overnight.
Yeah.
And then pull it out the next day.
Love that.
A little extra flavor, right? And gives it a little more structure as well.
Totally.
So you may find you need more water. It's looking like maybe I need more.
But we would mix
You
it up.
may find.
Yes, you may find.
Yeah, you'll definitely find in this case here. But again, if you let this sit a little bit, it'll hydrate a bit more.
That's the thing. I find sometimes maybe it'll feel a little too sticky and you think you need to add more flour.
You go too much.
You go too much, but if
Yeah.
you just keep working it, the gluten, everything will hydrate. It's gonna get used up. It's gonna be good.
Okay, so I probably need a little bit more water.
Okay, nice shaggy
Okay, but
dough.
we already kind of determined maybe we're gonna use store-bought, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right.
Yeah.
Or you might have, a lot of people have a pizza dough recipe they love.
Yes,
We just
totally.
want a pizza dough here,
Okay,
right?
cool.
And then we can knead that. And then after one rise, so we do one rise in the bowl.
Yeah.
We do one rise in the bowl, and this is our second rise.
Beautiful.
So that bowl of dough up in the bowl, right, and then knock it down, divide it into 4.
Okay, perfect.
So now we're gonna go ahead and start building.
Okay, so
do you want to do this, and I'll explain the toppings?
Yeah, love it. Okay, so just flattening, how big?
Yeah, like 7-inch circle,
Flat-ish?
I'd
Okay,
say.
cool. Sounds
Yeah.
good. Okay.
And so for our fillings, I'm going with ricotta.
Oh,
Yes.
okay,
Yeah.
so we're doing like a fancy pocket pizza.
Yeah, so I'm going for like a little more of a traditional Italian street food vibe.
Okay, I like this because I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. You know the ones that we used to do maybe after school snack, and you
Yeah.
put it in the microwave and the cheese would somehow be lava and frozen still.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. That shock you didn't know what you were gonna get.
You're like, am I gonna reheat this?
Yeah, nah, we're
I'll
just
just eat
eating
it
it,
frozen.
yeah.
Yeah. If the ricotta, depending on the brand you buy, sometimes you may find it is a little more liquidy. If that's the case, you can just strain it out a little bit.
Okay.
Smoked mozzarella.
Oh, I love that, Alex.
Because you would want a low moisture mozzarella in this situation, but you might as well use smoke because it's already low moisture, and then like extra flavor.
Love
right?
that. Okay.
Mary, we always got to use chili flakes.
We always have to have chili flakes. I was wondering if there was gonna be fennel in this. Could you put fennel in this?
would love it.
Alex Page loves fennel.
Yeah.
We love fennel.
Yeah.
Fennel
yeah,
friends.
Yeah. And then we're gonna put some fresh basil leaves, and we have some pancetta that I've
Yeah,
rendered.
we do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I've
So
got
should we try this?
This guy nice and stretched. Okay, what are we doing?
Okay. So let's add some ricotta.
Okay. And do you, like, sometimes depending on the brand you buy of ricotta, sometimes it's a little more on the watery side.
Yeah.
Do you suggest maybe...
Yeah, you can strain it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, look at this.
That's a good amount of.
That is a good
Yeah.
amount of cheese.
Come on.
You do not get
Alex.
this in the freezer section. No. Yeah.
All right. So look at that smoked
Yes.
mozzarella. Little pinch of chili flake.
Beautiful.
We can season with salt and pepper here
Okay,
as
cool.
well. Just careful with the salt because we are going pancetta.
Okay,
Right?
love.
Love that. That's an upgrade from the bacon and
Totally.
pepperoni. in my childhood.
Remember, and the pepperoni was always in like those little cubes.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this is like the vibe. Yeah.
This is kind of the
This
vibe.
is the vibe.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, we're way too excited about it.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll add our basil leaves on there, just torn like that.
Perfect.
Little
Yeah.
health, right?
Little
right,
green.
Alex?
Yeah.
The green.
All right.
Yeah. And then we're gonna fold it over.
Okay. Get all that filling in.
what a pro.
Oh my.
And then I
gosh.
want to like crimp it. See
You want to
that?
seal it really well, right?
Yeah, because we don't want this to bust open.
And this
our
also
oil.
makes it look more like the one you get in the freezer
Yeah.
section.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited. Again, if you did this with store-bought pizza dough, ooh, that would be a breeze.
Right?
Yeah.
And I just really, really make sure that we're
Sealed up.
Yes.
sealed up.
The only way this can go wrong is if it explodes in the oil. Yeah. Yeah.
all right. What do you think? Does it look pretty
Honestly, I
good?
think it looks great.
Okay. And then when they do the street food version, they sort of like pick it up by the ends.
Yeah.
And like it stretches as it goes in the oil. Those guys who have been doing it like 30 years.
We have not.
So, you know.
So we're gonna do one of these.
Yeah, well, I think we can get it from here to here.
Okay,
right?
okay, I think so. And then carefully.
Carefully.
Yeah.
We're going into the hot oil.
Oh, yeah. Alex Page.
Like a good fry.
There is nothing like putting something into hot oil and seeing that like bubble bath effect.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
a jacuzzi.
Okay, and then if you watch, you just kind of want to rotate it. And we're looking for golden brown on
already
both
starting,
sides.
yeah.
Yeah. So this will probably take, I'd say, like 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
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 And then you just, you keep kind of rotating.
Perfect.
And you can kind of,
I'm willing to wait.
Based.
I'm
Yes.
willing to
Yeah,
wait.
we'll wait. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
willing to wait over here.
Well, guess what, everybody? This is television. So do we have some already made?
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah. Now, Alex, we've done this classic with the pancetta in there, which is absolutely beautiful. The ricotta. What else would you? Oh, wait. No, I'm not going to talk anymore because I'm too excited.
Yeah.
Can you even deal
This is better than store-bought.
I felt us all get shivers. Like, I literally was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited right now.
Yeah. So, you know, I would always use the cheese as my base, the ricotta and the mozzarella.
Totally.
But you can switch up. You know, if you like, I would really like if you cook some sausage and do that with rapini.
Oh, beautiful.
Or maybe like a little prosciutto situation.
Oh, prosciutto.
Maybe a little sopressata situation.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I leave that up to you.
Holy heck.
I mean, this is an absolute dream. You could do a little dunk if you wanted to. Am I allowed to garnish?
Yeah, go.
Okay, fantastic. Doing a little bit of some green on top just to get it there. But I think that the proof is in the cheese pull, shall we say?
Teasing us over here.
Are we gonna do
Let's
fingers?
do a
Okay.
cheese pull,
Fingers
Mary.
crossed. Let's see. Okay, she's hot. She's warm. Oh, there's cheese. Oh, there's
Come on.
cheese. Okay, cool. Oh, the ricotta.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. We got one! Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Andrea Buckett, Vijaya, Selvaraju. They are gonna dig into that next up. Who doesn't love a little bit of box mac and cheese? Also, Alex Page, this was amazing.
Fantastic.
Kudos to you. Andrea, you're gonna be up next making some mac and cheese. Stick around and we will be right back.
It's an all-new episode of The Good Stuff. Stop the overwhelm.
I don't even use my closet anymore. I use a rolling rack out in the hall.
Erica Wark gives this viewer a major closet overhaul and reveals tons of smart hacks to get your wardrobe spring ready.
That is a thrill. That's very nice.
Plus, cut back on dishes and cut into Mary's one-and-done sheet pan dinner. The Good Stuff is all new tomorrow.
Some of our favorite store-bought classics today. Now, before the break, Alex Page, you made pocket pizzas and they were an absolute delight. We are all so thrilled. And next up, we are making I think just this is a quintessential store-bought classic.
I agree.
What are we making, Andrea Buckett?
I'm a little nervous to take this on because
know.
this is a childhood classic,
Yeah.
folks, right?
Yeah.
It's a box-style mac and cheese.
Yes, it is.
You know? Yeah, you know what
Which,
I'm saying?
I mean, who hasn't, in their youth, in university days, when it's just a busy day, reach for that box?
It's totally delicious.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a theme here. It's like cheese and carbs.
Yes.
Am I right? Yeah.
I
I'm
think
mad
yes.
about it.
No,
Yeah.
no.
All right, so we're gonna start. This is super easy. It had to really be easy for me to, you know, make it better than a store-bought version because no one wants to take tons of time and tons of ingredients.
No.
But it's gotta taste better.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So this is what we did. We boiled off some elbow pasta.
Classic.
But you can go with any kind of pasta you want, but this is definitely the classic shape. What I would say is make sure you put lots of salt in that water. You want to salt your pasta water well so it has flavor.
Totally.
Okay?
And
Yeah.
you use kosher salt at home?
Yes.
Are we all kosher salt
kosher.
people?
Yeah.
Love a kosher salt. If you're sea salt, that works too. Sometimes if you're using iodized salt, I don't
Ooh,
salt it as heavily.
It's just like a punch of salt.
Yes, it tastes
Yeah.
very like medicinal.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's cooked. You're going to drain it off and you're going to let it sit wherever you let your drained pasta sit,
Where?
right? In the sink.
Mine's usually in the sink, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
exactly.
It's just steaming up back
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Yeah, my hair is getting this big.
Okay, so to a pot, the same pot that you boiled your pasta in, because it's a one-pot situation, you're going to add a tablespoon of butter. Butter is essential because butter makes everything better. We know that.
100%. And it's also, I love the fact that we're using, like, that's how also the boxed one starts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's pretty similar.
You know? Yeah.
Now, we don't have a little cheesy packet, but
Okay.
what we do have is a little bit of onion powder,
Love that.
dried mustard powder.
It's an
because,
Andrea
hello,
Buckett recipe. You have to have a
mustard in there
mustard.
anyway, right?
Yeah.
Dried, yes.
Yeah, dried, fresh,
Yeah.
yellow Dijon.
Whole grain.
Yeah.
And then we're going to add some turmeric. So we're just going to add that just to add a bump of color, and as you can see in the pan.
Oh, yeah.
This is so
Yeah.
smart because anytime I make a cheese sauce, even if you use orange cheddar, it's never as orange as you want it to
Exactly.
be. Yeah.
So that just helps sort of brighten up the the color
Yeah.
and make it super vibrant.
Yeah,
So,
I like that.
All right, the next ingredient, I mean, it's heavy cream, folks.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is,
It's
Andrea
heavy cream,
Buckett.
folks.
Heavy
Yeah.
cream. I love this energy. That's gonna give you such a beautiful, like, that kind of like liquidy, cheesy sauce that's
Exactly.
delicious. Yeah.
And we're not going to use any thickeners in here because what happens is as this starts to heat up, we're also going to add some shredded cheese. Now, when you're making this at home, you don't want just that big, inexpensive bar we buy for like everyday cheese and crackers. You want to buy something that's a little bit sharp, a little bit older.
Yeah.
Because Otherwise, it's not going to have a ton of flavor.
No, it doesn't
right?
get as cheesy. It's
Yeah.
like as soon as you melt it into that cream and stuff, it gets a little less
Yeah.
punchy. You know what I mean?
And if you know anything about Mary Berg and I, we're a little cheesy.
We're a little cheesy.
Yeah, we like to get
love
a little cheesy.
cheese, yeah.
Actually, I want to use a whisk for this. So we're just gonna sort of dump this cheese in.
Okay.
And as the
I love the amount of cheese we're putting into this, Andrea Buckett.
It's like
This is epic.
honestly, it's like 2 cups of pasta and it's like 2 cups of cheese.
Fantastic. And know what I also like about this? Is it better than store-bought? You don't really, you're like same.
Yeah. So you can see it doesn't really take a lot of time for that cheese to melt into the cream. It happens fairly quickly.
This turmeric situation is blowing my mind.
It's really nice.
All right, and you don't. I would say you don't really need to salt and pepper this because there's enough salt in the cheese. And we salted the pasta water, so it's going to be super salty anyways. And then we're almost there. Now we're going to switch this
wait,
out.
let's see the.
look at that, right?
Yeah. Yes.
What a job! You
I know.
People clap for you when you're melting cheese. It's such a joy.
I clap for any melted cheese. Yeah.
What a dream. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to swap this out now, and I'm going to dump this in, which ends up being sort of like a compound piece of.
It always turns into the shape of the colander.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're just going to dump this all in.
Okay.
Yum.
There we go.
Andrea, I'm really excited right now.
I mean, how can you not be? It's pasta, it's cheese,
Yeah.
it's cream, it's all the delicious things.
Yes.
And then you're just going to stand here for about a minute. Now, we're not going to stand here for a minute,
This
but
is blowing my mind.
This is like so easy. Why
Yeah.
wouldn't we just make it
Yeah.
this way instead?
And the color, again, anytime I do it, I'm always like, the color's just not right. You want that almost like
Neon
nuclear
orange.
color
Yeah,
orange. Yeah,
exactly. So you can see like we're almost there, but at the end you do just want to like give it a stir for a minute because the starch from the pasta will sort of start to thicken that cream up.
But this is exactly like the box.
Exactly.
You always give it that last final stir.
And I think we all have like our own desire to have either it really, really like saucy or less saucy.
Totally.
All right, so let's bring it on over here. We're gonna serve this up, Mary.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, the mac and cheese in a blue bowl. Come on, this
come
is
on.
a dream.
The way it slides out.
Also, this is also like perfect out of the. I know, Andrea.
Mary, you're matching.
Am I blending into
You
the
are.
bowls and everything?
Yeah, so I mean, this is perfect just as is.
Yeah.
But if you have bits and bobs hanging out in your pantry, which you know I love using up stuff, why not add a few pickled jalapenos? Maybe some chopped tomatoes, you know, that half tomato that's sitting in your crisper that you have to use up?
Yes.
A little bacon, never hurt
Oh,
anybody.
yeah.
Right?
Okay, now this, I'm
Yeah.
very excited about this.
So this is like if you ever have those crunchy cheesies or cheesy crackers.
Yes.
Let's just up that cheesy flavor,
Let's
please.
yeah.
do it,
Yeah.
Andrea Buckett.
There you go.
Oh my gosh,
What
and a
about-
little bit
what
of
about
chive.
ketchup?
I'm a ketchup girl. I love ketchup.
yes,
Yes.
on the hot dogs,
Yes.
happen too?
Oh, Alex Page, you're speaking my language right now. A little bit of hot sauce on there
Yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Andrea, the big question: are you a spoon or fork girl when it comes to this?
I am going to be a spoon because it's saucy.
I mean, I'm a spoon girl too, but I'll let you do it. Okay, let's give this a taste. Oh my gosh. Okay. Get out of town. That is amazing. Andrea, that is a must make. For sure. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, I'm going to level up your next taco night. Stick with us.
Want to be on the good stuff?
Yeah! Amazing!
Whether you're ready for a brand new look,
Oh my gosh.
a refresh in your living space,
Oh my God.
need help with a special event, or want to show off your skills in the kitchen,
All right.
simply scan the QR code below and apply to be on the show.
We are back in the kitchen, and we are making store-bought classics, but a little bit better today. Yeah, I'm feeling really good about it. We have so far eaten some delicious pocket pizzas and probably the best stovetop mac and cheese I've ever had, Andrea
yeah.
Buckett. So good. So now it is my turn, and I wanted to take on the classic taco night. Yes. Listen, I love taco night. It's always delicious. You don't just have to do it on a Tuesday. You can have it any night of the week, fun fact. But I really love the classic taco night. The one with the crunchy shells.
Oh, yes.
The beef with that kind of saucy, spicy kind of sauce going on in them. And I'm not gonna lie, buying the box that comes with the shells, that comes with the seasoning, that comes with everything you need, except for really the beef and the toppings, totally breezy, but it's actually really simple to make your own homemade version. And and it's gonna be even better. And everyone's gonna be like, you can do that at home?
Yes.
You're a wizard. Fantastic. Okay, so we're gonna start off with our beef. We wanna get that cooked off. So I've got a pan here over about medium heat, and I'm gonna go in with about a tablespoon of oil. I'm just using like a neutral oil, like a canola here, but any sort of oil will work. Now into there, I'm going in with a pound, AKA 454 grams of ground beef. This is the only reason I ever call it a pound, because 454 grams sounds so specific.
Yeah.
But that's how you buy beef here, and that is a good thing. All right, so I'm just gonna add that beef right on into the pan. And I'm gonna let that cook down. Now, I always use lean ground beef whenever I'm making really anything with ground beef. Medium, I find, is too fatty, and it kind of shrinks up too much as that fat comes out. Lean, or extra lean, too lean. Not enough fat. Like, why not? You know what I mean? Wait, do we all agree?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, good, okay, good. I was like, okay, we're good. Guys, we got it. All right, now you'll notice that at this point, I'm actually not seasoning the ground meat. I'm gonna just cook this off for about 8-ish minutes, just until it's cooked all the way through. But I'm not gonna season it yet with salt and pepper. The pepper, honestly, you could add, but salt actually acts to kind of draw moisture out of that ground beef, and it leads to kind of a dry crumble, and we don't want that. We want these nice and juicy. All right, so I'm gonna cook that down, let it do its thing. And while that beef is cooking, and it already smells like taco night in my personal opinion, just plain ground beef, you're like, tacos are coming. This is gonna be good. While that cooks down, I'm gonna get to work on the spice blend. You know the stuff that comes in that little, the little packet?
So delicious.
It's so good. And I feel like sometimes you'll be like, well, I have Tex-Mex seasoning or whatever in my pantry. Why can't I just use that? There's a secret ingredient in that little spice packet that we're gonna talk about in a second that just helps bring everything together. But first, I'm just gonna show you how to make a really simple spice blend that's perfect for tacos or any sort of Tex-Mex night. So the first thing I need is some chili powder. 2 teaspoons of chili powder is gonna be perfect. It's gonna bring like a little bit of heat, but mainly just smokiness. Then into there, we're going in with some of our faves.
MSG.
Yeah, I wish, yes.
Cumin.
Honestly, a little bit of that in there would be delish. But cumin.
Cumin. I'm
yeah.
heavy-handed when it comes to cumin.
I know. I'm going to say we're doing 1 teaspoon, but let's do like a Mary Andrea teaspoon.
Yeah.
Let's go big.
It's just,
okay.
that's good.
Yeah.
I've heard it actually makes like things taste more like seasoned, like salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cumin for me, it tastes meaty. Like it's got
Yeah.
a smoky meatiness. It's also kind of lemony. It's got just a good combination of all these flavors that really not a lot of stuff can kind of like replace, you know?
Sure.
All right, now into there, I'm also going in with a teaspoon of smoked paprika. That's again going to give you max smokiness. I'll do a regular measurement for this one, not an Andrea Buckett, Mary Berg measurement. Then a teaspoon of garlic powder. That gives you like roasted garlic flavor without having to really do anything, which is a dream. And then I'm grabbing out of Andrea Buckett spice cupboard that onion powder you used in that mac and
Love it.
cheese.
Yeah, it's so good.
So good.
Yeah.
Underrated onion powder.
It is.
Completely.
It is,
But I
yeah.
will say, you need to measure onion powder. I have accidentally put too much onion powder into things, and it is nasty. It is not good.
It doesn't taste more oniony. It just tastes.
It tastes more powdery.
Yes,
Yeah,
powdery.
whereas if you
Yeah.
use the right amount, it tastes really like sweet and caramelized oniony. So I'm going in with about a half teaspoon of that right on into there. Then I'm gonna season that with a half teaspoon of salt. So this is when the salt's gonna get added in. And about a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. So just crack that right on in. Right now, this is a great kind of all-purpose Tex-Mex spice blend, which is a dream. But this is where we're gonna add in, I'm gonna give this a bit of a stir.
You're making me nervous.
Look at this
chef in me is like,
caramelization.
oh, look, it looks beautiful.
Guys, this is not my first rodeo. We are good to go. All right. All right, now over here, we're gonna add in that secret ingredient. And that secret ingredient is a little bit of cornstarch. It sounds
Yes.
kind of weird, but that's what gives your taco meat that like saucy consistency that you're looking for. So I'm going in with a teaspoon of cornstarch.
And you know what's great?
What?
If you actually look at the back of a package of any of those favorite store-bought items,
Yeah.
it lists all the ingredients.
I know.
So, like,
Vijaya, you're right. You're giving away our
Perfect
secrets. Yeah. You're like, it's all
figure
right there. We're
things
very
out.
good.
Yeah.
All right, give that a good mix together. And I'm gonna actually add all of this in because I like a
Yes.
good seasoned beef for my tacos. So give it a good mix until there's not too many clumps or anything left. And then I'm gonna come back over here. Now I would keep cooking this beef down until it's fully cooked and you get something that looks a little like that. Looking great. Give that a good mix together. Perfect. We want to bring that up to temperature too, so that's going to be beautiful. And then into there, we're going to go in with our spice blend. So I've got that spice blend with that cornstarch. I'm going to add that into that beef. And I don't drain the fat. Does anybody here drain the fat
No.
when they're No, this lady's like,
No.
this lady literally just said in the front row, that's the good stuff. You know
Yeah.
what's up. You know what show you came to. Yeah. All right. As soon as you add that mixture, it gets so delicious smelling. It's amazing. But you need to add in a little bit of water. And this is just like when you're making normal taco mix. The water is going to thicken with that cornstarch and make a little bit of a sauce. So you need about half a cup of water right on into that pan.
Ooh, yeah.
Give that a mix together. And immediately it's going to start to thicken up. Do you see how thick the water's starting to get? So just let that cook away for about, I'd say, 2 to 3 minutes. That'll continue cooking that beef just to make sure it's fully cooked and it's gonna be beautiful. So let that go. See, it's already blippy. Oh, I'm very excited about that. Okay, now we're gonna talk taco shells. Yes, you could buy the taco kit. I think the reason we buy taco kits is for those crunchy shells.
Crunchy shells.
Yes. Are we a crunchy or a soft taco shell?
I grew up on crunchy
Me
shells.
too.
Yeah.
Soft.
Oh, okay.
Crunch.
Okay, yeah, I want crunch. How do we feel about crunchy?
Yes.
I like the texture, the extra
Okay,
texture.
I like the hard one to start
Okay,
with the soft one on the plate. So as you eat the crunchy one, the stuff that falls out goes on the soft one. You top that one off.
Bonus taco? Come on. Alex Page is playing 3D chess. That is honestly brilliant. I'll save one of these soft for you.
Perfect.
But what I like to do is I've got corn tortillas here, and I don't get the ones that are vac packed because they tend to be a little bit more brittle. I get the ones that are in the kind of plastic bag. You can also get ones that are 50% wheat, not just all corn, so they're a little bit more flexible. If they are a little stiff, just pop them in a damp cloth in the microwave. So what I'm gonna do is just put those out onto a sheet pan, and I'm gonna brush those with a little bit of oil. Just any sort of neutral oil will do. Just give them a light little brush. You can do one side, you can do both sides, whatever you're feeling. You could also, if you wanted to, if you didn't have oil or you don't have a pastry brush, you could just use a little bit of nonstick cooking spray.
Yeah.
Just spritz it on there and you're good to go.
Can't make that at home.
Spritz, yeah. All right, perfect. Now, what we're gonna do is we're going to make these into that classic taco shape. But you're like, Mary, how? I don't have a gadget for that. Yes, you do. It's called your oven. Let's do it. Okay, so we're gonna go over here. I'm just gonna grab an oven mitt. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull out your oven rack and see those little bars there that are nice and handy?
Yeah.
We're gonna get those taco shells and we are just going to drape this over top. As they bake off, they get that shape. They hold that beautiful shape. Pop those into a 375-degree oven for about 8 to 10 minutes. Once those are done, they're gonna be crunchy. Look at them. Like,
Oh,
look
wow.
at this. Can you see those? Look at those little crispy guys. Carefully with your fingers, lift those off. And you have got homemade, not fried, crispy taco shells, which is an absolute dream to me. All right.
Berg changing lives.
I know, I'm so excited about this. Yeah.
Taco at a time.
And the best thing is, remember when they came up with the flat bottom ones so they
Yes.
don't fall over?
Yeah.
They got the flat bottom. All right, so we've got those taco shells done. They're looking beautiful and
Wow.
crunchy.
Yum.
I like that they're coming our way, actually.
We know what we're doing here on the good stuff. All right, come look at this taco meat. It is thick. It's got that creaminess to it. It's got that
Yes.
beautiful seasoning. Alex Page is pumped. Yeah.
Bring it over here.
All right, let's bring her on
Stop
over.
teasing us.
We just gotta pop that in, and then you just put out any of your favorite toppings. I personally am like a classic jarred salsa girl.
Yeah.
Sour cream, guacamole, obviously some grated cheese that I again stole from Andrea's fridge, which is a delight. All right, do you guys want to build some
gosh.
tacos?
Yeah.
Of course we do.
Okay, let's start building. I'm very excited about this. Vijaya, you're gonna be up next, though, right?
Oh, yes.
What are we making?
We're making a sweet treat. Iconic. You all know it.
We all know
Yeah.
it.
You know.
Okay, stick around to see that. It's gonna be absolutely beautiful. We're gonna eat some tacos. But we'll be right back. We are back in the kitchen and we are sharing our spin on some of our favorite store-bought classics today. We've stuck to the savory side of our store-bought faves, but now we're switching into dessert territory. Vijaya,
Yes.
you gave us a little tease before the break.
Yeah.
What are we making?
We're making the iconic freezer chocolate cake.
You know the one.
We know the one.
The one in the deep freezer.
The deep
freezer.
and it's tasty.
It almost feels sacrilegious making this because I feel like that cake is absolute perfection.
It's true. That's the one that you eat still, and you're like, this still tastes exactly how it used to taste. Yeah,
So much
100%.
nostalgia. But we're gonna make it, and it's so simple to make, and it also yields a bigger cake, which is always a good thing.
Perfect.
Vijaya.
So we're gonna start by making the cake batter. Okay, so very simple. We have some all-purpose flour. To that, I'm gonna add some sugar to sweeten things up.
Okay.
And then we have our leaveners, so some baking soda and some baking powder.
Beautiful.
And a little bit of salt to balance out the flavor.
I
So if
love
you wanna
that.
give that a whisk, Mary.
Perfect. I also love that we got both the baking soda, baking powder, because that's going to give you a nice lift.
Yes.
To make it a nice tender cake.
Yeah, the nice spongy texture that we're
Yeah.
looking for, right? And now we're gonna move on to our wet ingredients.
Okay.
So I don't know about you, but when there's a recipe that calls for buttermilk, I am not buying that carton of buttermilk just so that it sits at the very back of my fridge.
Then in a
waiting
few
to-
weeks you have to throw out.
Yeah, there's only so much fried chicken I can make.
Very true,
right?
very true.
Right?
Yeah.
So you can make your very own at home, and it's so simple. So just a cup of milk, a tablespoon of vinegar or lemon juice, and then you swirl it around, let it hang, and you have instant buttermilk, which is great.
Yeah,
okay?
perfect.
And that little bit of acidity also works with the baking soda and powder to give it that lift,
Yes.
right? So that's gonna go in. Oh, you saw the little lumpy buttermilk.
That's the buttermilk. That's what it does. Yeah.
A couple of large eggs. A little bit of vanilla, because that complements the chocolate really well.
It does. Vanilla and chocolate are like best friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm not using butter. I am a fan of oil-based cakes. Are you a fan of oil? Let's get around.
You know what? Okay. Listen, butter is amazing. I love butter. And butter in
Yes.
certain cakes works really well, but oil-based cakes, they stay so much more moist
Yes.
longer.
Yes.
Yeah, they're so good.
And I also feel like they carry the flavor of chocolate better. You get true chocolate flavor.
Totally.
And butter's tasty, but I often lean towards the oil-based
And
cakes.
also, you don't have to cream anything. You just
No.
mix it all in a bowl and you're good to
Vijaya,
go.
how's,
Exactly.
how's the size of that whisk for that?
Probably the biggest whisk I've ever used. All right,
There you go.
So we have our wet ingredients. So this is like classic cake making, wet into dry.
Perfect. Love that.
And then we're gonna continue whisking this. So you're probably saying, where is the chocolate?
Yes, this is a vanilla
This
cake.
is weird.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna show you exactly where the chocolate is going to play into this, right?
perfect.
So if you wanna, do you wanna continue whisking?
Yeah, let's do a switchy swap. Okay, let's do it. Da, da, da. Okay.
All right. So, of course, we're going to be using a little bit of cocoa powder to intensify that cocoa-iness, the chocolatiness of this cake. I'm going to add some instant coffee.
Oh, I love that.
You've done this before
yes,
too.
It's one of
I
my
know.
faves. Yeah.
Right? You can do instant coffee or instant espresso. You're not going to taste the coffee. It's just going to make things so much more chocolatey.
Yeah.
And then this is the kicker, Mary.
This
okay?
is a thrill.
So we I'm very excited. Cocoa powder. We have the instant coffee, and we want to make sure that we get the most flavor out of these two ingredients. So some boiling water.
Okay.
Okay, you're gonna whisk this together. It's gonna create this beautiful, shiny paste. And if you were
Science.
to throw
Science. Yes.
if you were to throw the cocoa in just as is, it's fine.
It just hit me. It is so chocolatey.
Yes, exactly. You get
The smell is
it's-
out of control.
Yeah, it's a chocolate spudding.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then you're gonna pour this into the batter,
Okay, and then we get the joy of
and
watching
then you can
this
swirl it
together.
around, right?
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Instant chocolate cake. Okay.
Pure love in a bowl.
Right, 100%.
Yes. Oh, everyone's gonna want to be licking the spatula,
yes.
the whisk, the works.
Okay.
Okay, you see how easy that was?
Come on.
Simple, right? Okay, so you're gonna take this batter. I have a 9x13 pan that I've buttered and lined with parchment paper. Parchment paper is your insurance to make sure that cake comes out.
Very, very true.
Even if it doesn't, it's still gonna be
it's
good.
still gonna be good. Yeah, 100%.
So we're gonna pour that in.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
And I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees.
Okay.
We're gonna pop it in the middle rack and bake it for about 30 to 35 minutes,
Okay.
So you'll know when it's ready when you insert a toothpick in the middle and a few crumbs sort of stick. Are you licking the spatula?
I just ate just plain old cocoa and it was still delicious. This is gonna be more delicious. I'm gonna eat this one though.
Yeah, so 30 to 35 minutes, you pop a toothpick in the middle. If a few crumbs come out, you're good.
Okay,
Yeah.
amazing. I just ate the batter. I know some people don't do that, but like can co-sign delicious. Vijaya, I am so excited to see how this turns out. We're gonna bake it over the break. We're gonna let it cool, and then we're
Yes.
gonna make that quintessential frosting when we come back.
Oh, yeah.
So excited! Stick around. It's gonna be delicious. This is so good. Want more of the good stuff? For recipes, behind-the-scenes content, and so much more, follow us on our socials at The Good Stuff CTV. We are back in the kitchen with Vijaya. Now, we have been making our better than store-bought classics today. Alex, you started us off with those beautiful little pocket pizzas.
Yeah.
It feels like many meals ago that we had those. It was amazing. Andrea made a box-style mac and cheese. I made some tacos. Now, before the break, though, Vijaya baked off this beautiful chocolate cake. Introduced me to a new method of getting even chocolatier cake, which is a thrill.
Yeah.
But now we're gonna make that classic frosting.
Yes, for sure. So, you know, this frosting, I could probably just eat it by the spoonful.
100%.
And it wasn't a buttercream, it wasn't a whipped cream-based frosting. It was just special.
Yeah.
I've never seen it anywhere else.
No, it's very particular to this specific
Yes.
cake. Yeah.
And I think I've cracked the code, guys.
Okay, oh my
I think I've
gosh.
cracked the code. So it's a big day, okay?
Yeah.
So we're gonna start off with, get this.
Okay.
Store-bought powdered chocolate pudding.
What? Oh, I like this energy.
So you're gonna get a bit of chocolatiness.
Yeah.
But most importantly, this is gonna help stabilize our frosting.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay,
Because there's stabilizers and things going on
Exactly, exactly. So we want to intensify the sweetness a bit, so a little bit of powdered sugar.
Yes, of
and
course.
then straight milk. On the box of pudding, it'll tell you to add 2 cups. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
You just want to do 1 cup of milk.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, because you want it to be nice and thick.
Oh my gosh, there's something about boxed pudding that smells so good.
I'm like inhaling
Yes.
the pudding right now.
This brings me back to like hanging out at my great aunt's house, and she was always like boxed pudding. I was like, yes, yeah.
And then, you know the magic of pudding, like instant pudding, is that it's literally instant
Yes.
and it thickens up.
Like,
I
look
mean,
it's
it's
already
thickening.
basically pudding.
So you're gonna let it hang out for about 5 minutes or so to get it to peak thickness.
Okay.
And then we're gonna add another favorite from my childhood, and that is whipped freezer topping.
Yeah, it is.
Okay?
Yeah.
Whipped freezer topping. So you don't have to whisk that cream.
Yeah.
It's good to go. And the great thing about it is that it doesn't deflate, Mary.
Oh.
Right? So like
okay.
regular whipped cream, you have to very gently fold. This you can be very aggressive with.
yeah.
But before I do that, thank you for bringing this. We have some melted chocolate. Okay?
So we're gonna amp up that chocolate.
Right, so about 100 grams of melted dark chocolate goes in to the mix as well.
So we have like this is also gonna help, look, it's already firming it up a little, making it a little more ganache.
Exactly. And as
Okay.
it sits, it's gonna get firmer, right?
Guys, this is a good day.
Ooh, there we go. Oh, do you see that?
Come on, yes. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna take this frozen whipped topping, and if you wanna the whisk, we're gonna pop this in like so, like just a big plop.
Doesn't deflate.
Yo, I love frozen whipped topping. Whippy puff. It's so good. Yeah.
And then you're gonna give that a nice mix up. And can you smell the
I
chocolate?
can smell it. I can see it.
Yeah, and it's gonna give you that sort of silky frosting that this cake is known for.
I would eat that. I would serve this with like a
Right?
cookie on top. I'd be like, there's your fancy
bowl of
dessert.
that.
Yes.
Yeah, delicious.
Oh my
so
gosh.
at this point, you want to refrigerate it. So pop it into the fridge, and then I'm going to do that right now because someone's going to be eating this cake later.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. If she hadn't taken away, I would have eaten that.
Sorry,
I've been very snacky. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I'm going in.
There you go.
I only have a fork, but let's give it a taste. Okay, let's do it. Oh my god.
How is that?
The texture looks
Does
amazing.
it remind you?
It's 100% the topping.
Vijaya.
Okay, now we have our cake.
Yes.
It's all cooled.
Yes.
And then we're gonna put this beautiful frosting on.
Yes.
there.
So we've already started piping it.
Okay. Look, it looks classic. It looks exactly like this.
It's the iconic star tip. And then we're going to continue piping.
Yeah.
And it's the easiest thing. You don't have to be a baker to do this.
No.
You just like go for it.
This is so satisfying to watch you two.
Yeah, and it's therapeutic.
Oh no, my star tip is too close.
I think you're gonna have an explosion there.
Yeah, I was
Mary.
gonna say, you know what?
All right.
I'm just gonna go back to my real job, which is eating this pudding.
And then, you know the thing, Mary, is that back in the day, they put sprinkles on this cake.
Do they not anymore?
They stopped putting sprinkles on this
What?
cake.
Shrinkflation.
So we're gonna-
absolutely not. Yeah.
In the wrong way.
So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put sprinkles on this
Yes,
cake.
we are, Vijaya. Oh my gosh, look at this.
That looks so good.
This is giving me full birthday party vibes
Yeah.
or like sleepover party.
Yeah.
You know
Look
when
at
you'd
that.
sit with your friends and we'd all just have a fork and dig in?
Oh,
Speaking
yeah,
of, I feel like maybe do you want to give it a try? There's a fork
Yeah.
right there.
Oh my God, are we gonna straight
I think
dig
we're gonna
into
straight
this
dig into this cake. Let's do it, Vijaya. Don't worry, you're gonna be next.
right,
Don't
all
worry,
right.
guys.
Oh my God.
Don't worry, it's coming. Okay.
We'll have this one right here.
That is good. I'm gonna cut you a slice. Don't worry, but after the break, we are gonna share some of our favorite snack hacks, so stick around.
It's an all-new episode of The Good Stuff. Stop the overwhelm.
I don't even use my closet anymore. I use a rolling rack out in the hall.
Erica Wark gives this viewer a major closet overhaul and reveals tons of smart hacks to get your wardrobe spring ready.
That is a thrill. That's
Right?
very nice.
Plus, cut back on dishes and cut into Mary's one and done sheet pan dinner. The Good Stuff is all new tomorrow.
Okay, everybody, we've had a great time talking about better than store-bought hacks that we love to do. But today, right now, it's time for a snack attack.
Yes.
I want you, next time you get one of these, to just think of these amazing hacks from these brilliant people right here. I'm very excited. Okay, Vijaya, you are up first. What are we
Yes.
talking about?
We're talking about more chocolate.
Yes, we are. I love
And
it.
I have an instant chocolate shell for ice cream for you.
What? Okay, okay.
Okay, so in this bowl, I have a little bit of chocolate that I melted together with coconut oil.
Oh.
And a pinch
Okay.
of salt, because I like a little bit of balance.
We
you
like
know?
that salty
Yes.
chocolate.
And
yeah.
then you mix it around until it's fully melted,
Okay.
and then you get some really nice cold ice cream, whatever flavor you want. And it's just a matter of spooning it over the ice
Oh my
cream.
gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, okay.
And then doing whatever topping you like.
As quickly
and
as
it'll,
possible.
And it'll set up almost instantly.
Yes.
This is the thing. It's like
Look at
chocolate
it.
fudge sauce, but it turns into that
Yeah.
crunchy shell.
And you know exactly what goes into it, which is amazing. Do you see that?
Yes, look at
Yes.
this
Do you
one.
see that?
Okay, okay. Okay, I'm so excited. Let's
yeah,
pass
let's
these
do
out.
it.
Okay. Oh, I'm way too excited. Okay, there you go, there you go.
And you know, another fun thing to do with this is to just use spoonfuls of ice cream and then dunk it in the sauce. That way, each spoonful
Has a little crunch.
has a shell.
Oh my gosh, Vijaya, here you go. Okay,
brilliant.
shall we crack into this?
Yeah.
Cheers,
Yes.
2, 1.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Look at that. Oh my gosh.
That's a treat, Vijaya.
Isn't that crazy?
I love
Vijaya,
that.
I must say, unintentionally, Vijaya is the dessert queen today.
She
So you're
is.
absolutely nailing it. This is delicious.
you.
So much fun too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what a delight. Okay, so Andrea, you are up next. What's your snack hack?
Okay, I love some popcorn. I do the store, or not the store bought. I do the on the stove situation.
Or like an
Yeah.
air popper's cool.
Yes, exactly. I have to stand up for this. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
okay, that's okay.
Now, a must is delicious buttered popcorn.
Oh my gosh.
And the best way to do this, guys, I'm going to take my life in my hands here.
Yes.
Just like
Yes.
give it a toss.
This is how you look real chefy.
Right?
It's like
And then you got to go in again.
more.
layers, layers,
Layers.
yes.
But my hack is to use a seasoning called furikake,
Okay.
which is a Japanese seasoning that they use on rice, and it has toasted sesame, it has a bit of sugar, a bit of salt, and it has nori flakes in it.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So it's got a little bit of that like umami, but
Yes.
it's also kind of kettle corn with the
You
sugar.
got it. Yes. A little bit more on
I
top.
love how you went for that last little bit
You
of
got
butter,
it. It's like,
too.
can I use that?
Andrea,
Oh, I
we're
got
not
it there.
wasting that butter.
Anyways, that's my hack, and I love it.
Okay, let's give it a taste. Can you
gosh.
reach?
Yeah, I'm gonna
reach
reach.
over? Yeah.
Of course I'll reach, yeah.
Oh my gosh, Andrea.
Come on, right?
Oh, that's delicious.
yummy.
That's like savory city.
really good.
All right, Alex, what's your hack?
I know after like all these, you're gonna be like, this guy's trying to make friends with fruit. Over there. But seriously, this little jug of Mexican lime chili salt, I love on popcorn. You can rim your cocktails with it.
Yeah.
Okay. But a big old plate of juicy fruit. This is gonna make you want to eat your fruit. Squeeze some lime on there.
Ooh.
Okay, and then you're just going.
On. Oh yeah.
Go heavy, go heavy.
Yeah. Are we all just gonna take a little piece?
Yeah, take a piece.
I get the
Melon.
honeydew.
Here, I'll pass it down.
Okay, yeah.
Because we're friends here.
I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you. Oh, pineapple's my favorite.
I know you don't like fruit,
I
but
don't.
just try it.
This is a new revelation. I don't love fruit. I prefer a vegetable. I know, guys. Wild. Honeydew.
Delicious.
I'll do it for Alex, and I think it's gonna be delicious. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's like salty,
It's
acidic.
limey, it's acidic.
Oh
it's
my god.
so good.
It's spicy.
So good.
Alex, you made me enjoy this honeydew melon. Nicely done, my friend. Team, this was such a fun day. Thank you so much. What great recipes. This has been a delicious time here on The Good Stuff, but that is a wrap for today. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. This is so good.